In this video, I'm going to talk about Planet Zero from the band Shinedown. The album was released on July 1st, 2022. Shinedown is one of those bands from the early 2000s that was part of this big wave of alternative rock, post-grunge, or new metal bands. This band has a sound similar to, I don't know, they're kind of like all over the place actually. They're more like kind of well known for their cover of Simple Man by Leonard Skinner, and there were a couple of other songs that kind of go through a variety of different styles. They have some hard rock, some ballads, some heavier stuff, and sometimes they sound like Godsmack, and other times they sound like alternative metal, maybe like Creed, and then they do have that American rock sound, maybe like Three Doors Down. So back in the early 2000s, I was really into a lot of these types of post-grunge or new metal bands. And I recently streamed a bunch of older Shinedown songs. There were like a few I recognized, so this was one of the bands I was like a little less familiar with. I did some research on the band, and supposedly they were very big at one point. The band sold over 10 million records, and they are the band with the most number one songs on the Billboard mainstream rock chart. So they are very big, and just a band that I didn't really follow that much when they were first coming out. So this brings us to Planet Zero. So the album was originally supposed to come out in April, but there were some delays in the pressing plans. So it got pushed back to July, and this one has a sound similar to what I just described. It's kind of all over the place. There's some ballads, some heavier stuff, some poppier stuff, but it's all kind of brought together as this is like a science fiction concept album. Now, I'm not really sure of the entire story, but my understanding is that it's set in the future of 2184, so that's kind of like 200 years after George Orwell's 1984. There's this very authoritative government, and they control every aspect of your life. The planet is going through all sorts of like problems, all these environmental issues, and the government is just telling you, hey, don't worry about it, just go on with your life, don't question anything, and it's something along those lines. The album has 20 songs, and I first looked at the track list. I'm thinking it's a double album, but no, it's actually lots of short songs that are about like 3 minutes long, and a lot of like different like interludes that has like this like female voice, kind of in a very like authoritative tone. But those were not actually annoying, so I think the entire album is about like 49 minutes. So it's not really a long album. So anyway, I'll talk about the songs, just the ones, well, I'm just going to talk about like the major songs. So, No Sleep Tonight was one of the songs I did like very much. A heavy song, almost like thrash metal, mixed with a little bit of like hardcore punk rock. Has these machine gun riffs and a heavy beat. The vocals remind me of Volbeat, that's kind of like the style of the band, but this was a heavy song. Then we go to Planet Zero, one of the singles. This one was pretty good as well. Has a sound like that early 2000s new metal, very heavy, kind of in-your-face guitar riff. It's just a sound. Has the chorus is melodic, and another good song with an old school early 2000s sound. Dysfunctional is a decent song. Has a modern pop production. It's a ballad. The guitar riff is repetitive, so it does make the song memorable, but the vocals do sound pretty good, so I think this is just a decent song overall. Dead Don't Die. Another song with like a new metal sound, has a heavy guitar riff, has a nice groove to it, the vocals sound good, it has a guitar solo, and this one has kind of like a futuristic sound. They do some kind of like different stuff with it, and they mix a little bit of like heavy and light. So this one was not too bad. America Burning, that one was just okay. I did like that bluegrass guitar riff. It was kind of like repeated throughout the song, but this was more of like a modern post-grunge. Think of a band like Daughtry, that type of sound. A Symptom of Being Human, that's a ballad. This one reminds me of Three Doors Down. It was just okay. Kind of more of a modern pop production. There's some orchestration, and it was okay for me. Then there's the song Hope. Another song like a Three Doors Down style ballad, this one was a little boring for me. And nothing much more to say about that. Clueless and Dramatic. It's a heavier song with that early 2000s new metal style. A little bit of that like groove metal in here, but it does have that modern pop production and overall sound, so that one was okay. Then there's a song, the one I pretty much like the least, called Sure Is Fun. just a very modern pop type of sound, like Imagine Dragons. It's the type of music I don't like, but if you do like that contemporary sound, maybe you would like it. Then the song right after that called Daylight, a very sappy ballad with electronic keyboard and a modern pop sound. Has the choir singing at one point, and just another song that I didn't like that much. Then the song The Saints of Violence and Innuendo, which is actually pretty good. Has a heavy riff similar to early 2000s nu metal. The sound is very good. I like the chorus. And this was one of the singles, so I have been listening to this one a little longer, but I did like this one. Then the song Army of the Army of the Unappreciated. Very good, kind of like punk rock, a grunge type of song, fast paced. Sound almost like Nirvana, but like a 2000 sound, and I did like this one a lot. One of like the better, deeper cuts. And the last song on the album was called What You Wanted. And another song where I kind of like it because it's almost like that Imagine Dragons type of sound, but very modern pop, very contemporary. But I think it was a little better. You know, talking about people getting very like engulfed in technology and social media, and you know that's the song they say, "Oh, so you got what you wanted." So I did like that aspect of it, but it was just very modern and contemporary. So I did kind of have like mixed feelings about it because that is the one song that is like stuck in my head right now. But anyway, in conclusion, it's an album similar to the recent Coheed and Cambria album that was put out, where there's some good stuff on it, some stuff I didn't like. You know, they're trying to appeal to a very broad audience. So there's some heavier stuff, some stuff more like the 2000 sound. There's a lot of modern pop. So you have that. I like the concept. The short interludes were kind of enjoyable, actually. You know, they usually annoy me, but they help you understand the story and, you know, follow the lyrics a little more. So that part was good. I think I liked it a little better than the Coheed and Cambria album, and for that reason, I will give it a 7.5 out of 10. But let me know in the comments what you thought. My next review will be the new album by Municipal Waste. That's Thrash Metal, and the Greg Puciato album. I'll probably do that like on Monday or something. So thanks for watching. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, and see you in the next one.